Hey, Scott from MyGrowthRings.com. Here once again is in my sister's basement where I am working on a bit of a honey-do list, and I thought I'd bring you along. I didn't think I was going to get a video shot this weekend because I've got so much stuff I have to get done today because tomorrow I leave for a week in Dallas, Texas. And probably the most important thing for my bride was to get the new dishwasher installed. Now, initially we were going to have, we bought it from Lowe's, have them come out and install it. Well, they came out and went right back with it and told us that they can't install it because there's no room for it. So we double checked, and sure enough, I wasn't even thinking. I ordered a standard size unit, but the problem is the previous owners in the house had this 3/4 inch tongue and groove hardwood flooring put in and completely sealed that dishwasher into the space. The casters or the levelers were all the way driven up into the unit, and it was sitting down. There was no room to get the darn thing out from underneath the countertop. So as I debated what I was going to do, maybe I could raise the countertop up. That was my first thought. But the countertop is an L shape, and it's all one piece. There's no miter in the corner. And that would mean raising up the double sink and the drains and the supply lines, and it goes around a range, and the range over everything. Oh, by the way, the range is also trapped in behind the behind the floor. So anyway, my solution was to take back a good portion of the floor to where I could get the unit out, get the new one in. Everything's good. But now I'm down to these final pieces. I suspect these pieces were probably among the first to go in because there's no way to insert them because of the tongue and groove. The piece just ahead of it has a tongue, and this is going into up against the toe kick. Also, the other issue is the old dishwasher sat out further into the room, and so it nestled into this little cut that they've made in this piece. I don't have that. My dishwasher will go all the way out flush here, so I need to cut this off. By the way, this is where the toe kick is. This was inside the space with the dishwasher. So I got to cut these down, rip them to width. Additionally, so that they can just drop straight in, I need to take the bottom part of the shoulder, I guess, of what would be the groove, and turn this into a rabbet. How many tools do we have that we can do that with? We can run that across a saw blade on the table saw. We could run it across the joiner on the rabbeting lip. We could use it on a router table. I could use my Joint-Matic. There's so many different tools. I'm going to go ahead and do this on my Mark V. However, as I look at this and think about ripping this piece to width, getting rid of this little portion right here, and you can see the guys that did the flooring did rip that up to that point. There's not a lot of material in there, so I'll think about this. We might end up doing that rip on the table saw. We might also move over to the bandsaw, so stick with me. We'll see what happens. So now you see we've got a problem here because as soon as we put the upper saw guard on, I've got too narrow of a piece here to push through. That's even too tight for my fence straddler. This would be a good place for Jack the stripper, wouldn't it? Yeah, Jack is in storage. So we're going to pull the guard off, and we're going to do this with the next best thing, which will be either a gripper or a grabber. All right, real life use of the Grabber Pro. Just got to make sure I'm keeping the piece I want to keep. Right there. No guards. 5-point safety check. Oh, that was good. My carriage was loose. And here we go. Oh, so safe my Mark V's not plugged in. Okay. Sorry, you may not have a good shot of that. Next, I need to take these 3 pieces and I need to remove the tongue. So we're just hanging on by the skin of that glue that's in that's in that groove. That's funny. But think about this. I was just barely supported on my table, but because the grabber has this lip supporting it, that went really smoothly and felt quite comfortable. Now the question is, how's it going to behave with something this narrow? Again, I'm going to be applying pressure down, but most of the material that I'm able to apply pressure against is going to be gone part of the way through the cut. We'll see. Same thing here. You can see the cuts all the way through. It's just the glue is enough to hold that in place. All right, so that's it. I got my 3 pieces cut. It's straightforward, simple, but I was able to remove the rabbet, or create a rabbet from the groove, cut these pieces to the right size, rip them to the right width. I don't know, not a complicated project. But I'm curious, what tool would you have gone to do those things? Really, there's no one correct answer, but I'm curious where you would gravitate towards. Probably be no follow-up video on this. We'll see. Like I said, I'll be in Dallas eating brisket. I've been working all week, so unless there's a compelling reason, we probably won't do a follow-up. So make it a great week. See you next week with something new and hopefully interesting.